hello everyone. My name is Park Chung-in, like they just said.
And my name is Yu Jung-won.
Before we start, we'd like to say that it's a huge honor for us to compete in the finals. And also a very important part of our presentation is to explain that this is not a simple problem and here's the solution type of presentation. We're here to introduce a very severe and complex problem inside our society and the rest of the world. So I'd like to ask the person in front of me, were you happy with your middle school life? No?
No.
Yes? How many of you were satisfied with how you were educated or are being educated? Not many people? A lot of unhappy people here? Okay. So, it's become fashionable to say that the education system is broken. However, that is not 100% accurate. It's just we have no need for it anymore. You see, this system was built on the economic premise of industrialization. So the requirements and standards are different from that time period to ours. So a number of questions. First, why are we using an outdated system? And why do we keep on needlessly updating it? You see, what we need is not a reform or update or even an evolution. But rather, what we need is what Yu Jung here is going to tell us.
We need a revolution in our education system. Now, you might wonder how the current education system is like. Well, indeed. It is a carefully constructed system, but it is outdated and does not meet the needs of the current world. The current education system is standardized, but unfortunately, not everyone is talented academically. And nobody has the same talent like me and you. In the 21st century where we live in, it is not an exaggeration to say that technology is ruling the world. And truth be told, schools are having a hard time keeping up with the new technology's advance. So, we believe that schools should teach students how to embrace new technologies rather than taking it away from them. Try not to take away the fun and avoid teaching them boring schoolwork. Now, how many of you like McDonald's here? Please raise your hands. Really? Come on, people, let's be honest here. Well, you might think that McDonald's is something positive, full of greasy food that slowly kills you. However, the McDonaldization of education is not something positive. In fact, it is something that explains the current education system. It stresses four things: efficiency, predictability, calculability, and control. Now, so what results would it bring? Students are stressed and disengaged from their learning, as classes are taught with no regard for their interest or background. And inevitably, teachers are stressed out too. So how do we solve this problem? I say we should go organic.
Wait, organic? So, like you mean vegetables?
I'm not talking about vegetables, I mean the education system.
Okay.
We need to slow down and teach children how to live happier lives.
Yes. So, the public education system created a view that there are two types of people, academic and non-academic, smart people and non-smart people. See, the consequence of this is that many talented individuals think they're not. We are subconsciously educating children that one side has more value than the other. Crazy, right? So Yu Jung, can you tell the audience with a straight face that a firefighter has less value to society than a lawyer?
Of course not.
Exactly. But we teach our kids that. Maybe not on purpose, but we tell them to choose the more economically sound and stable option. You see? The world, or our society, is constantly growing and changing. The world doesn't, but yet our education system remains the same. The world doesn't require millions of lawyers and scientists. It requires a diverse group of individuals, a community. See, what if a fire suddenly starts in this room? Who do we call? Me, her, the person next door? No, we call the person capable of saving us. See, communities require cooperation because cooperation leads to collaboration. And we should know for a fact that collaboration creates and equals growth. So, Yuja, tell us some of the tools or methods that we might need for collaboration to really work.
Well, basically, social emotional competence is something that is related to a person's success. So if you learned it in school properly, well, good for you, because you're on the highway to success. But if you're the unfortunate one who didn't learn it in school properly, this happens. This is mine now.
Wait, what?
No! So, social emotional learning influences children on their learning ability and their cooperation as in groups, and caring for oneself and others. It may also be the key to prevent teenage suicide, bullying, and a lot of more problems related to children's mental well-being. So, due to these reasons, social emotional learning is a crucial thing to teach in schools at an early age.
Quick question, Lita. What is your opinion on apples?
Well, I think they're delicious.
Why are you lying to the audience? Apples are horrible. They're disgusting, right? No, you're wrong.
Well, do you see what's happening here? We have trouble communicating and understanding each other. If we were teachers and students, it would be a disaster. However, this happens too often in real life. Communication between teachers and students is important because, after all, education involves both teaching and learning. Interaction and feedback between teachers and students is necessary. Additionally, in order to understand each other fully, both teachers and students should develop their empathy ability. Schools should create an environment that encourages children to embrace each other and interact with one another actively.
So, Yujong, do you have a paperclip?
No, sorry, I don't.
Okay, well that's too bad. So everyone, I want you to look at this paperclip and think inside our heads, how many different ways can you use a paperclip? 10, 20? Now, how many of you are focusing on a particular size and shape? You see, we call that kind of thinking a linear way of thinking that there's only one answer and one solution towards it. And it's what the current education system is trying to teach us. You see, the current education system is creating a perimeter, trapping students from thinking outside of the box. We indirectly teach students not to make mistakes and to be afraid of taking risks or making failures. We even stigmatize mistakes outside of school, in society, in the workplace, and in other places as well. But again, we shouldn't forget that education is personal. It's about people, you, me, everyone here. And we need to teach students to think from various perspectives because it prevents ignorance, creates open-mindedness, which is crucial for collaboration. That is why teaching subjects like the arts and humanities is just as important as math or science, because it creates perspective. Yes, and also, not just the students, but we need to train our teachers. We need to give them resources and provide a better foundation for them to teach, because the classroom should be the most important priority in any education system. So, any final words?
So the new school should go organic or mechanic?
Vegetables.
Well, the new school should go organic, and they should also teach children how to express and manage their emotions properly, as well as teaching them how to embrace and love each other. Because after all, children are our future.
Exactly. Students shouldn't have to adjust to this mundane and outdated system we call our public education. Instead, the system should adjust to the diversity and uniqueness of our students. See, this is not a simple situation, but a very complex one. But we should always remember that the first step in solving any problem is recognizing that there is one. Thank you
So much for your attention.